Good evening. Um, within sport, within every sport, you always have characters who are polarizing, who aren't afraid to speak their mind, despite how controversial their stance could be. We've had it throughout history, throughout life, throughout the 20th century, into the 21st. And the person I want to speak about is Jose Mourinho, currently the manager of Tottenham Hotspur. They they have been having ups and downs in their season. We'll see if they make the top four this season. I doubt it, but we'll see what happens. But for Jose, as you look back at his career, what he's done, what he's achieved, winning the Champions League with Porto, winning back-to-back leagues with Chelsea, winning the treble with Inter Milan, and then his infamous time at Real Madrid. He's certainly someone who knows how to win. Well, he has a history of winning. Some people say that right now that he's not as dominating as he once was, or he's not as successful. Well, he has yet. Well, in recent years, he hasn't been successful as he used to be in his early years of management. Even though he won the title at Chelsea in 2015, which was it's 5 years ago now. He had some falling outs the season after he won the title in 2016, and then he was sacked mid-season. Same thing happened at Man U. Things started great, but then eventually things ended badly. He was sacked, and then they replaced him with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that isn't fair to well either. Not that it's the manager's fault. It could be more to do with the board, but that's another topic for another day. But Jose, when he came in after winning the Champions League with Porto, he went to Chelsea. Well, he was hired by Chelsea by Roman Abramovich, and he said, "I'm the special one." From then on, you knew that this person was going to be a polarizing figure. You knew from then on that this guy is going to make his mark in the league because of what he did with Porto and just the confidence that he had. The point is, he certainly knew what he wanted to achieve in the Premier League, in the Serie A, in the Champions League. I believe he's won 2 Champions Leagues, one with Inter Milan, one with Porto. And we'll see how he does with Tottenham Hotspur. But I mean, he's been, apart from controversies over the years, when he was the Real Madrid manager, I think a scuffle was taking place between the Real Madrid players and Barcelona players, and then the staff joined in, and then he was seen poking his finger in the ear of a Barcelona assistant, like he was scratching him or something. I'm not exactly sure what he was thinking, what he was doing, but yeah, it was really disappointing in terms of what the things that he said when he's been in some disputes with rival managers, most notably Arsene Wenger. I think it was in 2014, before Arsenal got smashed 6-0 by Chelsea, where Mourinho called Wenger a specialist in failure. And to a degree, he was correct, because at that time, Arsenal had not won a trophy since 2005. And so, Mourinho certainly knew how to press buttons. He certainly knows how to rile somebody up, get in someone's head, play his psychology games on them, manipulate them in whatever way he can. And so, it's just, the fact remains that Jose Mourinho he's probably for me the second best manager after Alex Ferguson, just with the way he influenced the Premier League with his counter-attacking style, the dominant way in which he won the leagues with Chelsea in 2004, in the 2004-2005 season, and the season afterwards in 2005-2006 season. And so I think one of the seasons he had 95 points, which is more than the unthinkable season that Arsenal had when they won the title with 90 points. And so that just goes to show you the influence he has, in terms of his tactics, his philosophy, which has been seen as negative football. I personally did disagree with it because he's found a way to win matches with the philosophy that he's implemented with the teams that he's managed. He's won trophies with them by using those tactics. Now, it may be the case that nowadays football is progressing, and he hasn't necessarily caught up to what modern football requires. You know, that's a different debate. But his football was not negative. It was influential. A lot of managers use that philosophy that Jose Mourinho implemented. And let's not forget, I think, well, if you look back at the history, there were managers that he worked under, most notably at Barcelona under Bobby Robson, where Jose Mourinho was the interpreter working under Bobby Robson. And so, therefore, it's very clear that, well, he may say himself that Bobby Robson certainly had an influence in him going into management eventually. And certainly, Jose Mourinho does deserve his respect, despite his occasional controversial comments. But the fact is, he has so many admirers who love or hate him. They still, eyes are still drawn to him, whether he's been a pundit, whether he's a manager, whether we like him or hate him. We appreciate him, what he's done for the league, and there is a level of respect, despite the fact that nowadays a lot of fans think that he's washed up, that he hasn't caught up with the modern era of football at the start of this decade, and so that he's pretty much becoming a dinosaur, as a lot of fans will say. But we have to wait and see, because see what happens at Tottenham. Let's see what happens with their season this year, if they go through the Champions League. Yeah. And there's so many other quotes that he's remembered for saying. But in my opinion, he's a legend, the second best manager after Ferguson. And yeah, respect to him, and we'll see how his career pans out. Take care.